And we're live. Welcome to the SLOB Show. Roker, hello.
Yay.
You there?
I'm here.
I can't hear you.
I
There we
don't
go.
know why.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
Turn me up.
No, I had you up and you were off. You know, it's funny when people ask, like, do you ever meet these people who don't know how to run a board? I'm like, well, here's how it works. You hit on, then you hit up you push a fader up, you pull it down. Like, Roker, count to 10.
Meanwhile, you're like, I can't hear you, Roker.
There,
Roker,
he's
are you
down.
there? I can't hear
Now
you.
he's up.
I can't hear you. Oh, wait a minute. You're not on. Okay.
But yeah, if you don't know how to use a radio board, you have to be the biggest. If there's people in radio who don't know how to do this, you are a complete doofus. Like,
Who
this
knows
is
if they even teach that? I mean, that's literally, they have, when I was coming up, they have 18-year-olds come in to run the board for 8 hours overnight. You know?
Well, I mean, but all you do is hit a button.
That's all you do.
Turn the fader up, pull the fader down, hit the button. Like, if you can't learn that, you probably shouldn't work in radio.
Then you tell all your friends you're in radio.
What do? Control the board. Oh, man. And sometimes, Roker, they have to do this. You have to pick up a phone line. That's also very hard.
I used to drive my best friend to Aurora every weekend so he could push a button and run the Larry King show overnight.
Really? And it was just one button, probably, right? You just turned it on.
And he was thrilled.
Sacramento Deadpool just made a good point on Instagram. He said, don't forget the cough button. Well, we don't have a cough button, but we do have a dump button. So, yeah, sometimes you have to hit the dump button on radio. That's it.
Yeah, that's when somebody swears. That's the delay.
Yeah.
That's why whenever you call, people tell you to turn down your radio, because what you're hearing is 7 seconds after you said it. And
my station, it's like 40 seconds.
Oh, they must cuss a lot in Sacramento.
No, even at Rock 95.5, our delay was something like that, like 28, 30 seconds.
That's ridiculous. Well, when I was your age, Abe, it was a 7-second delay. You had one delay and that was it. And you hit it. And then if somebody said something after that, oh, well.
No, we always had two. At Q101, there was the first one and then you could hit it again. But then after that, you're screwed.
What happens is it sucks up the dead air.
Yeah.
Between the sentences, right? And that's what creates the delay. But if you haven't sucked up enough dead air between the first swear and the second swear, you may not be able to catch it.
And then you're screwed.
Yeah. And then you just blame it on the comedian that was in studio. then you just blame it on Bobby Slayton and move on. Yeah.
Damn you, Bobby Slayton. Now, Roker, I don't know if you remember this, but as we ended the SLOB show last week, do you remember I was on a mad dash to get somewhere? Do you remember this?
You were going to get something to eat, weren't you? I'm just, that's a wild guess.
Good guess. So because of, and now Bass sent me a text. He said, I know something about his knee or something. I don't know. His knee or something's messed up. So Bass told me about this brisket dip at Costco. Remember?
Oh, that's right. The brisket dip at Costco. That's right.
So he's like, oh, they got the brisket, whatever. So I run to and let me show you what I'm talking about here. It's called this is the dip.
It's some
here.
Smoked brisket dip, right? Yeah. So the only time when Abe is running is when he is running to Costco to get the brisket dip.
So I go to Costco and they don't have it.
Wow. Were you not looking at your local Costco when you went to look it up, or?
Well, I mean, he just told me about it. So I'm like, okay. Oh, he's got to get, then he showed me that picture I just showed you of his Costco, and they have like thousands of them.
So what did they tell you when you got to Costco? That we had it and we're sold out? We never had it. We're going to get it.
The one guy said, oh yeah, I remember that. We don't have it anymore.
Yeah, so it's probably seasonal. They probably don't. Well, at least don't have a lot of brisket smoked brisket dip in February, probably. Although for the for the
Super
for the
Bowl.
for the big game, yes, for the big game, maybe who knows? Maybe they sold out.
God. And then the one guy goes, I showed him the picture. He's like, that does look good though. I'm like, I know. Like, that's why I came all the way over here. I sped over minutes before they closed to get my hands on this brisket dip, and it was gone. I ended up having to go to McDonald's.
Oh
And
no.
this, I mean, I do love McDonald's, like a Big Mac, but like I was working off the app. So I got the any size fry for $2, which of course you get the biggest size. And what do you why would you
Right.
not get
Of
the
course.
biggest
Why would you get yeah,
what are you fucking idiot?
stupid.
Like even like why would you I'll take a small.
Idiot. All the small drink, small fry. Idiot.
And then, and then they had another deal where it was buy one, get one for $1. They have have you seen that menu? The buy one, get one for $1?
They've had so many different menus. Buy one, get one for $1, get two for $6. They were just running breakfast sandwiches, get 2 for $6 or something. I'm like, didn't
Yeah.
it used to be 2 for $3?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yes.
Yeah.
It always
Yeah.
was. So I got 2 double cheeseburgers, but I added extra mayo, lettuce, tomato, and they charged me for mayo. Okay. And when I got my burgers, guess what was missing?
The mayo.
So I told the guy, I'm like, hey, can I have some mayo? And he goes, here's some packets. I'm like, well, can I have the mayo back there? There's a difference between the mayo back
and you
there.
charged me for it on top of it and didn't put it on.
That's what I said. I'm like, you charged me. He goes, oh, here's some packets. I'm like, no. I want that mayo because that's why I'm paying extra for that mayo. So he gives me, I'm like, let me get 2 cups because I had 2 double cheeseburgers and they charged me for both. So I'm like, let me get 2. So he gives me 1 cup of mayo, which I made it work, but God, it's ridiculous.
You should have just said, let me get my money back. But they knew
No,
you couldn't risk that.
I was too hungry.
You couldn't risk them saying, fine, give it to us. Go, leave.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You never come back. No, please. Speaking of mayo, I want to give a shout out to one of your and my favorite places, Kathy D's in Bridgeport.
Great place.
So they put up a picture of a beautiful Italian sandwich, and I wrote, looks perfect, just needs extra mayo. And they commented on the picture, and they said, what did they say? They said something like, you're the reason why we put extra mayo on everything. Or you're the reason why we put this is for the mayo community. I'm making an impact because Kathy D is one of my favorite places. They said because of me, they put a ton of mayo. This is on their official Instagram.
And when was the last time you were there?
It's probably been a year. I haven't been there in a year. So I guess
I work like 6 minutes from it, and I haven't been there in a year.
You're missing it. If I was 6 minutes, I'd be there every. That Cajun chicken sandwich is one of my favorite sandwiches, and their subs are delicious too. God.
Yeah. Kathy D is one of the great. There's a lot of great places in Bridgeport to go to. That's a hidden gem for sure.
Here's what they said.
There you go.
They
said,
I
don't have my glasses on, and it's blurry, so I'll take your word for it.
They said, you're the main reason we put so much mayo on our sandwiches. My compliments to Kathy D's. My compliments. I think we kind of missed out the day after the Super Bowl. There were a ton of free things. Like Carl's Jr. had a free hangover burger. Starbucks had a free coffee. Do you know anything else that we missed out on?
I do not. I've been working nonstop. I hate it. It's like, it's bad enough you have to work the day after the Super Bowl. It's really bad when it's like there's meetings and management is in town and all that kind of stuff. You got to like actually put on like dress clothes and all that kind of. Yeah, that was my Monday. Yeah, that was my Monday. So
what's hilarious? My last radio station before this one, I convinced them to give everyone off the day after the Super Bowl and call it the Rock 95.5 holiday. And we were all off every year after the Super Bowl. It was my idea. And they're like, yeah, that sounds good. Which is awesome. They're like, it's the holiday. Everyone should be off this day.
It was Abe's idea for everything. It was Abe's idea. It's Abe's reason that they're putting extra mayonnaise on a sandwich 3,000 miles away from where he works. It's Abe's idea that his old radio station gives people a day off.
Well, I don't
It's
think they're
Abe-
off anymore. I think now that I'm gone, they're not off. I think now they're working. If I was there, they would have kept it going. Well, it turns out, Roker, when you're the only one who has ideas, they end up using some of them.
Ah, there you go.
That's how things
Yeah,
usually
right.
just in general. In every place. So I put together here, Roker, so we don't miss out again. Because I feel like we missed a lot of stuff on the day after the Super Bowl. Key dates for fast food and restaurant deals
Okay.
that we all need to. So January 15th is National Bagel
Wait
Day.
a minute. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. All right. You did research for this? You did
That's
research
right.
for the show? You did show prep?
Not much. Like 2 seconds.
Okay, so this is good. So key dates for free things or discounted things.
That you
Right.
should keep
Okay.
track of. I'll tell you the
Right.
ones we missed out on already. Like National Bagel Day is January 15th, free bagels. National Gourmet Coffee Day, January 18th.
Oh, there's
February,
100. Every day is a national pizza day.
yeah, Pizza
National
Day is February
popcorn
9th.
day was a week ago. All kinds of those days are all over the place.
So,
Pepsi Day is coming up on Fat Tuesday.
oh, yes.
Yep,
National Italian Food Day is February 13th. Pie Day is March 14th coming up.
that's correct. 314 pie.
Free Cone Day at Dairy Queen on March 20th. April 26th is National Pretzel Day. So there's always free pretzels at like Auntie Annie's and all that stuff. Do you call it Auntie Annie's or Auntie Anne's?
Auntie Annie's. I call it Auntie Aunties.
Auntie. It's my auntie. National Hamburger Day is May 28th. Free burgers at a lot of places. July 11th is 7-Eleven Day because it's 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, yes. You usually get a free Slurpee on that day.
Free Slurpees. National French Fry Day is July 13th. National Cheeseburger Day is September 18th. So Hamburger Day is a different day than Cheeseburger Day. I prefer the cheeseburger. October 4th is Taco Day. November 3rd is Sandwich Day. And December 4th is National Cookie Day. So those are all dates that you need to keep track of if you want free stuff. And then like Ben & Jerry's has free cones. Burger King has discounted Whoppers on National Cheeseburger Day. Chick-fil-A has Cow Appreciation Day. Do you know about that?
I did not know about that. Now, do they have like here they have if the Cubs win, you get a free Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah,
so
if
like
they win a home game,
Sacramento Kings win, yeah, if there's like the Kings win a home game, do you get like okay. All right.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just wondering.
No, but this cow thing is national. Like there's a certain day of the year if you wear a cow costume, they give you free food. Which
and
is
of course, if you sign up for the app, whatever app it is, put your birthday in because you'll usually end up getting something free on your birthday.
Let me take a look at these apps right now. Because like anyone who doesn't like if you eat any of this stuff, like I went to Wendy's and I got the I was up early to get a breakfast baconator, and they had a deal where if you buy an item, you get any breakfast sandwich for $2. So I bought the potatoes I was going to buy anyway, and I got a $2 breakfast baconator.
There you go.
Buy one Asiago Ranch Chicken Club sandwich, get one for $1 right now at Wendy's. 2 for $7 Dave. You know those Dave singles are super small now? Have you seen a Dave single?
I have not, but
oh my God.
They're not like they were back in the day, I'm assuming.
No. And have you seen McDonald's? Like their double cheeseburger? That's very small. Not like everything is very small.
Wow.
Maybe we're just bigger, but I don't think so. I think it's just way smaller.
Everything they used to supersize everything. Now they're going back. They're going backwards to make everything smaller.
Yeah, back then it's like they were hoping they wanted all the slobs in there. Now it's like, man, I'm going on the Burger King app right now. $3.99. This is crazy. $3.99 Whopper Wednesday. That's like a great deal now. $3.99 Whopper. Used to be $1.
Yeah.
Buy one chicken sandwich, get one free. Like I'm telling you, like you have to get all these apps. Free fries with a purchase of $1. Like every day.
Absolutely. Yep.
Like I don't understand why people who eat disgusting foods like us, not delicious foods, but not healthy foods, why you don't have that. Do you just like spending more money?
And even mom and pop places, not like national chains or anything, they'll oftentimes have some type of rewards program where you'll get points and stuff like that. So just ask because you're missing out on something. They want your loyalty. They want your loyalty. So, always check.
You and I need to open up a restaurant
Oh, that would make a lot of money. That's
because we'd be eating everything.
yeah.
We could call it AAs. Well, that's not your real name though. It's Ken.
Oh,
Doesn't matter. You're out.
doesn't matter. Yeah, AAs.
Yeah. 2 A's. AAs. I think that's a good name.
We'll have our thumbs up like Fonzie. Hey, yeah, out of business.
Yeah. Wait, hang on.
Ate away all the profits.
You're gonna like this in 1 second.
And Conrad brings up a good point. I was going to say, and you've heard me say this before. Use 2 orders. If they only let you use one coupon at a time, they only let you use one thing on the app at a time. Order twice. Use coupons and apps. There he is, posing next to Fonzie in Milwaukee.
The Bronze Fonz.
For you the Bronze Fonz. You searched for that, huh?
Yeah.
Where's the Bronze Fonz at? Drop me off at the Bronze Fonz.
This is the sign when you walk into our restaurant. That's me and Roker. That's how we're gonna look. Oh God. There's Lisa Costi. What's up, Lisa? Checking in. Conrad checking in. Let's see. Sacramento Deadpool. He said they almost. Yeah, that is true. Sacramento Deadpool. They are almost like sliders now.
That's sad. What did you end up? Did you end up staying at home or going to a party for the Super Bowl?
I actually just stayed home this year. I didn't even. So Bass hurt his knee and can't jump on the podcast. And then she put the rainbow.
This is like when Abe was getting his transmission fixed and couldn't do the podcast. Like, what does one thing have to do with the other?
Hang on, that's fair because I didn't want to walk. I didn't want to walk, even though I could have taken an Uber for $4. I didn't want to walk at like super late. Not that I'm afraid or anything, but it's just who wants. And it's colder at night, yeah. Bass with his knee. My knee hurts.
Can't do the podcast.
So Claire, I'm sure. Did you and Claire just watch the Super Bowl, or did you go somewhere?
Yeah, we watched that wretched game of a Super Bowl, but Claire
I'm happy the Eagles won, but
I won some bets, like the Eli Manning bet. I won that. The couple other bets I won, but she made like 50 wings.
Damn,
she fried up like 50 wings.
God,
for a fraction of the cost of had we gone out and bought those wings.
They gave me
starving too. They ate a bunch of them.
We're doing a thing with the hangover burger for Carl's Jr. at Worker, so they gave me some gift cards. So I had $40 in Carl's Jr. gift cards, so I just bought $40 worth of Carl's Jr. That's what I ate, and it was like I had a chicken club, I had a burger, chicken nuggets, large fry, I had everything.
Little everything.
So I'm like, hey, if I was at a Super Bowl party, I'd have a spread. So I made my own spread. But
you made your own spread. Those announcers were doing their best to try and make it seem like it was still a game. They're like, boy, you can never count that Patrick Mahomes out. It's like 40-6. Like with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's like
here comes an onside kick. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they lost, but it was one of the worst Super Bowls ever.
Yeah, it was really not much entertaining. What'd you think of the halftime show? I've had people say.
Wait, before all that, we got to get back to what you were just saying about those wings. So 50 wings. Let's talk about your menu. That's more important than anything. Then we'll get to the other stuff. But so Claire made 50 wings, and what else?
Easily 50 wings.
And what sauce? What were the sauces? Did you have? What were the sauces?
We bought the Hooters sauce, and the Hooters dredge. So they tasted like Hooters wings.
God, and then what kind of sauce did you dip them in?
I didn't dip them in anything. I used the Hooters sauce. Well, we did. Claire also made homemade blue cheese dressing too.
Oh, you don't use blue cheese anymore?
I do sometimes. She made home. We had some we had some blue cheese left over from blue cheese olives from dirty martinis that I had been drinking. So she used that blue cheese to make blue cheese dressing for
Ah,
the wings for the Super Bowl. Yes.
sounds delicious.
It's a wonderful
Man.
life. There you go. So close your eyes and picture Roker sitting at home drinking dirty martinis with blue cheese olives. That's exactly how you think I spend my spare time, right?
And then what else? That was it? Just wings?
We had some nachos, and that's about it. Because again, I had to get up early on Monday
Yeah.
and actually be in front of people, like not like just in my cubicle by myself. It's
Yeah, you
like,
didn't want to be in the bathroom. Like, you didn't
oh
want
yeah, I did. Yeah,
situation.
you don't want to be like bloated and everything on a Monday morning. What I eat the night before depends on what I got to do the next day. Do I got to go into the office? Do I have meetings with clients, or am I working from home the next day?
That's a major
That will determine what I'm eating the night before.
that's a major slop show tip. And that is breaking news. And Roker, that's one of the greatest tips ever. It really does matter. Like me, if I have to be around people, I'm not getting extra onions on my Jersey Mike sub, right? If I'm
Right.
alone, I get
Exactly.
extra onions. Everything disgusting. If you have to wake up early, now me, if I ate like that meal you just described, I'd probably be in the bathroom a long time. Now, if time's an issue when you wake up, you're probably not going to eat a lot of that stuff at night because you don't want to be in the bathroom forever. Then maybe that drive to work is an emergency situation. You don't want any of that. So these are
Oh, you feel like crap, like in the first thing in the morning. Yeah, right. You go into work and it's like, and that's what happens if like you're eating. Like if I had waited to eat, like if I was still eating at 9 o'clock at night because the game was still on, I'd have been miserable the next. I was miserable anyway. I'm at work on a Monday morning, in an office in an industrial park on the south side of Chicago. I'm miserable anyway on a Monday
what's the
morning.
bet?
I don't need to be bloated and post super broke from the Super Bowl and
Oh, I
everything.
lost everything. I lost every square. I take heads every year on the coin toss. I lost that. I lost everything. I didn't win $1.
Yeah, it was. We were trying to time the national anthem out. You couldn't do that because he said "Land of the Free" like 8 times, and then when he got to the end, they panned away from him and went to the flyover, so you couldn't tell when he finished the song.
So I'm guessing you had
So
the over.
I didn't bet it. I didn't bet it this year. Usually, if a black person is doing the national anthem, you bet the over. That's just the
Because they
simple
hold
way
it.
to
They
do
hold
it.
the notes longer. Is that what you're?
They hold the note. They're gonna show. They're gonna show up in those last like 20 seconds. They're gonna, Marvin Gaye invented that type of national anthem. He was the first person to do it at like the NBA All-Star game in like '84. He was the first person to do that kind of anthem. And so if it's a black person, it's going to go.
Have you
long.
ever seen?
If it's a country person, it's going to go.
Have you
short.
ever seen the? It's Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, Dionne Warwick, and Stevie Wonder doing "That's What Friends Are For." Have you ever seen that?
I
It's
probably
very
have.
famous. But like, so they're all singing, and like they're all better. Like first Dionne Warwick, then Stevie's better than her, then Whitney's better than him, and then Luther Vandross comes in and he does this thing where he's like, ooh, like he does this.
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah.
Like Luther Vandross, like that would have been the. Did he ever play the national anthem anywhere? I don't remember.
Not that I know of. I'm sure we could probably.
That
look
would have
it
been
up.
ridiculously awesome. Like, can you imagine if he was still alive? What did he die from? He died from gout or something, right?
I don't remember what he died from, but he hasn't been with us for a while, actually. There was a big Luther Vandross special on CNN.
I know. I saw. I didn't watch it, but I saw that was on. Oh, he did. He did do the Star Spangled Banner at Super Bowl 31.
Wow. Now think about that. That's 28 years ago.
I got to watch that after this. It says it's 2 minutes and 54 seconds. So it seems like that goes along with what you said.
That's really long.
That goes along with what you said.
It was 254. It was 205
Oh my God. Well, maybe the video.
this year. 254. Did he do this? Did he do like the second verse, or did he
The-
do like there's like these verses of the national anthem that no one
yeah,
no one knows because they never sing it. They just wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that
yeah.
one
I'm gonna
up.
watch that after this. I thought the Super Bowl halftime show. I thought it was fine because I mean, I don't like Drake, and I thought that was funny. Was it better than the Prince halftime show? No.
No, that's the Prince halftime show is basically the gold
Yeah,
standard.
I think so.
The best halftime. I mean, he's playing Purple Rain and it's
Yeah,
raining. And the light makes it looks like it's purple raining, but it's not fake raining. It's actually raining. And he's like in 8-inch heels and he's going around the stage and doing all that stuff.
and
It's
he was
crazy.
live. He was actually
Unfortunately,
live too.
yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't see it until the day after because I was on a Southwest Air flight, still trying to make my way home from the Super Bowl from Miami uh, when that was going on. But I actually have a recording of the Prince press conference
Oh wow.
for the halftime show because he played like 4 songs.
You know, it's funny that so I was working on a radio show in Miami, lost my job weeks before the Super Bowl. And the plan was for everyone to come stay at my apartment and all this stuff. And I'm like, hey, sorry guys, I'm driving back to Chicago tonight.
Wow! So you didn't even stick
Well,
around, huh?
it's like, hey, if I leave today, or am I going to pay another month's rent? I'm like, I'm out of here. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, but it's February. You might as well spend February in Miami instead of
Not when you don't have a
Chicago.
job and you're upset. You're like, man,
No,
fuck this. I'm out of here. Am I going to lay around my
naturally.
apartment for a month? So it's like, wait, you're leaving today. I'm like, yeah,
You're not gonna go hang out at the gym with Hogan for a month?
exactly. I did go one last time and I saw him. What's up, brother? That is true. I worked out the same gym as Hogan in Miami all the time.
It shows.
Did you not like the halftime show?
I really didn't pay that much attention to it. I really
It was
didn't.
better than the game.
My wife pays attention to that, the commercials, that kind of stuff. I don't really pay that much attention to it. And the game was so bad. I was more concerned with all my
Me
bets
too.
that were
That's
going
all I
down
was
the
looking at were
drain.
my squares the whole time. Like I was so my friend Dan and I we share this $500 square every year. So we're each in for 250 every year. We've been doing this for 20 years. And I'm like, well, Dan, if the Chiefs score a touchdown here, miss the 2 point
Oh, yeah,
conversion.
that's it. It's like you're trying to I'm like, "Claire, if they" "Oh, I'm like, "Unbelievable. They get a touchdown, like, with a minute and a half to go in the game." I'm like, "Okay, if they miss this two-point conversion, it'll be 0-0
Yeah.
again. It'll be 40-20." Like, of course they make the two-point
Would you have
conversion
won if they
when
didn't?
it absolutely means
Would
nothing.
you have won if they didn't?
I would have had 0-0 at the final
And what would
score.
you have won?
I don't know. I did squares on
Oh,
FanDuel
okay.
and on Caesars. Yeah.
Do they let you pick whatever numbers you want? Is that how it works?
Hmm.
And are
Yep.
different numbers,
So you
different
can pick,
odds?
yes.
Oh,
So you could pick all 4
hmm.
quarters, or you could pick first quarter, halftime, final score.
So you pick 0-0 for everything, right? A lot of people do probably.
I picked 0-0 for everything. I picked like 10 different things. I didn't pick whatever it ended up being. Like I didn't pick 7-4 or 7-3, whatever it ended up
Yeah.
being for the other 3 quarters. Yeah, I didn't
That
have
takes the
those.
fun out of the squares though, because the whole point of the squares, that's why I love the NCAA squares. Like you get like a 6 and a 4, and it's like all the winning teams.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, and it's some like that NCAA pools are so much better because you make money on like every week. You can win money.
In, in theory, I was trying to figure out how much money have I contributed to this specific square over the years, and so I think I've been $300 a year for like since the year
Holy shit.
1999.
26 years,
Yeah.
$300. Looking at $7,800, I think, if my math is correct.
I'd have been better off just putting it in a jar.
Exactly. Just think, I think about
You
that all the
know?
time. I'm like, what? As because I told you I'm on a new app, right? One of the a gambling app, even though there's no gambling out here,
Mhm.
right? So I'm sitting there
Right.
playing
Yes.
blackjack on the app, right?
No,
And
just
like it's like
degenerate.
$5, 10, like, and just think about that. If you could take every bet you've ever made and put it in a jar, I would love to know how much money I would. Do you think I would have $1,000,000? Not, of course, some bets you win, right? But I'm just saying, let's say just whatever you were going to bet your whole life, if you put that money in a jar, I wonder how much money I would have in there. It would have to be at least $100,000, right? Don't you think? Every hundred you
You
put,
could do that with
yeah,
anything. If you took one fast food meal
I
a
put it in a
week
401k.
and put it in a jar. Yep, exactly. What would you put away in a year?
I mean, minimal $500.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I'm 43.
Then you could buy one big meal. Then you go out and what would you do with that 500? Go out and get a steak.
Yeah.
Drink, yeah, go out for one big meal. Yeah.
Well,
But it's true. But that's also no
exactly.
fun.
That's the thing. Like you and I sitting at the Vegas airport eating Jersey Mike's subs, playing that slot machine is one of my favorite memories. Like I just kept putting hundreds in from you. Like, all right, Rooker, I owe you 700 now, but I'm up to 3,000.
And I was just like, here. Yeah.
Because for some reason I thought that if I put hundreds in every time, that it was better. And I would cash out
And,
every time.
and we should have been doing that at the hotel so we could at least gotten points for it.
Well, we were leaving. We were flying out.
Yeah. Right.
Eating
Exactly.
Jersey Mike subs on the seat on the disgusting seat that all these fat fucks are sitting on playing like us playing slot machines with their big asses on those seats. We're eating subs off those seats.
And the Jersey Mike subs at the airport cost like 35% more than just the regular Jersey Mikes that you get anywhere else, and you don't
And
get
no
points
points, yeah.
for them and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
A little
exactly.
thing.
They got you. They know they got
Yeah.
you. You can't even bring you can't even stop at Jersey Mike's on the way to the airport and bring it through because you can't get a freaking sub through
Oh yeah.
security.
No.
So they've got
It's
you.
still the best deal at the airport though. If I could get a Jersey Mike sub for, let's say it's an extra $8, it's still the best deal compared to the other nonsense you'll get at the
Talked about earning having a franchise. You should have the franchise at the airport.
That's a good idea too. That's a great idea. Like a certain sandwich that gets people excited.
Yeah, but you gotta here in Chicago, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
you have to pay a few
Someone
people to get
an
that
envelope every couple weeks.
get in that airport. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right. Well, it looks like
And so
we're
somebody just mentioned Jersey Mike's at the Newark
that's
airport.
Lisa.
Didn't we have Jersey Mike's at Newark when we went to see the Misfits? Didn't we?
Yeah,
Didn't
as a
we
matter
all sit down at
as a
Jersey
matter
Mike's
of
at the
fact,
Newark
we
airport?
did. You know what's funny? Well, let me say this I know you got to go, Rooker. Let me say one last thing. So, when I was on the East Coast, I went to Jersey Mike's years before they were in Chicago. When I was in Richmond for a little bit, and I would go to Jersey Mike's all the time. And I swear to you, when they would put the bacon on, they would grab 2 full hands of bacon. It wasn't how like a giant. Now they count out 4 slices. They went to the side
Mhm.
and with 2 hands grabbed. You should have had Jersey Mike's like in 2000. What year was that? 2008, 2007, or 2008, 2009. It was crazy. 2 handfuls of bacon. And then you would get a big, like, family size bag of chips, and you would sit there and you would eat this massive sub. And I'd say extra mayo. They would load it. It was Jersey Mike's, as great as it is now, was even better back then.
Was even better. Yeah, I believe it. I believe. Yeah, well, and that's another way. Get to know your local person at the fast food
Oh
shop,
yeah, exactly.
right? Because then they'll start to hook you
Yeah,
up.
like I went to Chipotle the other day. I love that honey Chipotle chicken. Have you had that at Chipotle?
I have not.
So the
Have not.
girl had she didn't have a heavy hand on the spoon. She had a limp hand. And we've
Gotcha.
talked about it many times. You get it with no rice, no beans, and the hope is that they're going to load up the meat. And in this case, it was very limp. Like oh, that's it. Like
Not
I'm not
good.
going to be an asshole. I saw one guy. He's like, I want more meat now, and he was fighting with her. I'm like, I'm not going to do that shit. I don't want to be an asshole. But it was a very limp spoonful.
I got some Panda Express, and I ended up getting. I got the 3 entrees, but I just wanted 2 entrees, right? And they still put the 3rd entree in that little
Little box.
small Chinese food container. I'm like,
Where did you want it?
why didn't you just put it with the rest of the
You want
stuff?
it on top of the rice.
Yeah, because I was getting only 2 entrees. I was getting double Kung Pao chicken.
Wait, what?
And 1 orange chicken.
Oh, but you got 3 though, because you got two servings of one of them.
Yes, but one of the servings was in the little
Yeah, because you got
Chinese
3
food
total.
container.
One of them was 2.
Yes, but instead of it being on the plate where it would have been more, they put that 3rd serving in the little box. Is what I'm
They
saying.
never put the 3rd one on the plate though. They always put it in the box. Or you
Yeah,
get it, or
I
you
didn't
ask,
want them to put. I didn't want them to put it in the box. I wanted them to put it on the plate.
well, you could ask, and they'll give you this little shitty paper plate, which they put it on too, which I don't like. It's actually better in the box, believe it or not.
All right.
But you know what? Let's try this next time. We should tell them, hey, just throw it on top of the rice. And I'm curious how much they put on there.
It's still cheaper than regular Chinese food. Like
The
if
3, it's the greatest deal in all of fast food. The 3 entrees at Panda Express, I think it's like $12, and it's massive.
Yeah, it's like $12 in tax, something like that. It's not bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was a ton of food. If I had gone to the Chinese restaurant, I'd have paid more than that for just 1 entree.
You know what's funny? I was on the phone with Kathy once, and I'm like, I'm going to Panda Express. She's like, oh God. She's like, you're gonna feel awful about yourself. And she was like telling me all this stuff. She's like, that's the worst place you could go. It's the worst. Like the calories there are the worst. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. So I walk in, everyone in line was obese and like got more and more obese as I'm like, God, this is a horror. Like the line was so disgusting. Looking at everyone and I'm like, oh fuck, she's right, I guess. But I still went. And
it was like
got
the evolution chart of obesity.
Exactly. I'm towards
and you were in the back, yeah.
Like you have Ralphie May up front, and then you have like Dan Connor from Roseanne, Jelly Roll after Ozempic, and then me. I love how Jelly Roll after Ozempic now just looks like a fat guy.
Just like a normal fat guy, right? He's
just normal.
One in a million.
He's just a normal fat guy now.
Dime a dozen now.
It's like your boy, what's his name? Who died from
Ronnie Lester.
Ronnie Lester, like
Ronnie Lester was it Billy Bob? Was that the name? Billy
from Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues, right? And great guy, God rest his soul. But then he got stomach surgery, lost weight, was thin, very attractive guy. He was a dime a dozen, could not get a job in Hollywood because there were a million people just like him out there. When he was 400 pounds and had no neck, he had no problems getting gigs, right?
Hey, you want to play the fat slob? Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm born to play the fat. That's why I'm here to play the flat slob.
Like, remember the guy from Teen Wolf? The guy with the lisp, Tiny, whatever his name was. Remember the fat kid who was in Teen Wolf?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen Teen Wolf in forever, but yeah.
But you know that kid. He was in every '80s movie playing a fat guy. Every movie.
Right. That was his role. That was it.
Horatio Sands. You notice he doesn't work anymore now that he got skinny.
Yeah.
No one wants to see him in movies now.
So it's either live long and don't prosper. It's really what that's.
And then he died anyway. He died young anyway. So he might as well have just stayed fat. Do you see this thing about Ozempic too? I'm like the guy fighting Ozempic always because I don't want to take it. But like, did you see that it's like making people like lose bone density and all this stuff now? It's
I
like
have
horrible
not
for you
seen that. See,
because it
my
eats.
doctor had floated Ozempic past me last time I was at the office, but I actually am diabetic. That's
Yeah,
the use of Ozempic is to get your blood sugar down. It's not
yeah,
really to lose weight, but it's like a side effect. It's like Viagra was a blood pressure medication,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then people
But
started getting boners, and then that's when they started using it for
oh, what's going on down there? All these old dudes with hard dicks. Oh shit, let's use it for this. But it makes your brain not want to eat at all. And then it just starts attacking, like they say it first attacks your like muscle, be like 55 or 60% of what Ozempic does. It goes after your like lean mass and some fat, but it's your lean mass and your bone density. So all these people are having these, I forgot what the name of it is, but this bone problem where it's like it's horrible.
Wow. And the thing with Ozempic is you can't stay on it forever.
No, they do though. That's the
So
problem.
what
And
what happens when you get off of it?
probably blow up because your body is so basically Ozempic has the same effect as gastric bypass. It tricks your brain into thinking you're full after a couple bites, right? And you can't eat more than a couple bites. So you're addicted to this pill and then I think it makes well Roker, when you had the surgery, did you basically stop liking food for a while because you could only eat like a mouthful of food, right?
I don't want to say I stopped liking food. That wasn't the case. It sounds weird, but I just wasn't hungry. I just wasn't hungry. It's
Which
like
is no fun.
there was no joy to eating. When you sit down and you've got a Jersey Mike sandwich in front of you, you're excited. There's the anticipation of eating it.
Yeah.
You're happy.
Yeah.
You don't have that feeling. You're just not hungry. It just doesn't move you.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of why bother? Right? And then especially because you can't have as much of it as you want to have. It's like it's not a switch in your brain that you can just turn on and off. Like I love it's like, oh yeah, well, I had one chicken wing and I was satisfied. No, I can't. Even
I
if I was
understand.
full, I would want more chicken wings, right? My brain would want more chicken wings. So it's tough, but the weight just like melted off, like in
Because
the
you're not
beginning.
eating, you're starving yourself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
people don't
It
understand.
just
It's like,
melted off in the beginning.
but you don't lose weight because of the surgery. You lose weight because you're starving yourself. That's why people lose weight. They're starving themselves. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
I still have to take vitamins and things like that. And I had the surgery now. I had the surgery 26 years ago, hard to believe.
Mm.
26 years, and I was 385 when I had the surgery.
Well, thank God you
Like
could eat
that.
again. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, right. Now I'm doing the SLOB show. So thumbs up for the surgery.
Well, when you were at your peak weight and then you could see yourself now, would you have been happy or were you expecting to be like, like Tom Cruise or something?
I wasn't expecting to be Tom Cruise or anything like that. I just was tired. It was just going in the wrong direction. It was like, something had to be done. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Something had to be done. I knew I wasn't going to be, 180 pounds, some heartthrob, or it was going to end up being like. It would have been nice, but I knew that wasn't going to happen.
People are better off just trying to eat healthy and working out than doing
Dude,
Ozempic. That's my
dude,
message.
I was born too soon, dude. Because now there's fat people in commercials, fat news anchors, fat reporters, fat everything. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
Like,
Sports
man, I
Illustrated,
missed out.
like
Fat
even now.
models, yeah, everything, dude. They're everywhere. We're everywhere. Man, oh
Uh,
man.
all right. Well, I guess we're out of here.
We can do this again same time next week, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. We
Try
should be
for
good.
3 in a row.
Oh, Claire.
Uh,
We'll give Claire the last word here.
you are my
That's her.
heartthrob. Oh,
That's
thank
her
you,
last.
baby. Thank you. She knows Valentine's Day's coming up.
Ah, that was your Valentine's Day gift.
She's working that angle. That was my gift. Yes, was a
What a
heartfelt
great guy.
compliment on the Slob Show. Love
All
you,
right.
baby.
All right. We'll be back next week. We're out. No one take Ozempic. Everyone instead eat In-N-Out burgers wrapped in lettuce or whatever burger you want to eat wrapped in lettuce.
That's right. That's right.
We're out.